Ariel, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too, man. Nice,
I
nice logo on the back.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. That means a lot coming from you. I really did enjoy your film 1992. Had a blast with it. It's a very unique take on the genre, which I really enjoyed. And the year itself is a pivotal year in American history, especially in LA. What inspired you to set this intense crime thriller during the LA riots?
Well, it's a combination of an idea that Sasha Penn had, and I think originally, and what we try to portray in the film is like, how do you create two worlds that, in the way, eventually going to get parallel to each other? The fact that you're putting people in almost like a burning melting pot, that, in one hand, the environment of the street is going into, a mayhem and fire, and people basically kind of like, losing control of their choices and what they do. And then at the same time, something else happened, which is like as intense as the street, but now you kind of like bring those two families from two sides of the coin into a one melting pot, and then they need to deal with the same intensity, even higher, to make the right choices to survive.
Yeah, there's tons of intensity in this film. The film does explore the strained relationships between fathers and sons. So you got two dynamics right there, or two different backgrounds, and there's chaos and unrest going on at the same time. How do you approach intertwining the personal struggles with such a significant event, and especially merging, the backstories of two different families? It seems like.
So you're basically treating, the movie as one tone, and even if there is like, a conversation between a father and son on the kitchen or whatever it is, you really trying to hope that, that you're going to create enough tension between the conflicts between those characters, that you're going to feel that you're about to break into a safe. You know what I mean? Like, something is going to come up, something is going to choice, something is going to turn. So I think, constantly trying to tell those specific stories of all that's convoluted with all the backstory, there's just had to have a lot of symbolism within the moments themselves. So you understand without going too deep to understand, like, what is the past and how these guys did it. You just almost like, you're following, those beats of a heist film, and then you follow those beats of the true story, and you just like blend them into each other and unify the tone of a suspenseful thriller, basically, or heist thriller. Because surviving one place, it's also mean that you had to survive the other. So eventually they're both parallel to each other, whether, how do you come out of this one? You're going to come up with nothing, you're going to lose your life, you're going to lose everything, or you're going to make the right choice and you can lose the only thing that matters to you in that day. So it's like, eventually the parallel story of the full arc is coming out in almost like intellect with the two stories.
No, I love that. And the story really comes to life because of such a diverse and talented cast. I love everybody that's in here. How did you go about casting these roles, and what qualities were you looking for in the actors?
So because you have such a short time to present, I mean, we're not a 8 parts TV show or like something that we can last on 3 seasons of telling, like, a one story. You really need to be economist. So like every actor that came into the picture, had to almost bring a certain bag of some people with, bag of extra curriculum of resume that they brought in, that when I see that guy, I kind of like, oh, I define him. Well, yeah, he's that, he's maybe he's a sociopath, or this guy is like so vanilla, and he's naive, like it's the first I see him, or here is this guy that I know he's very balanced, and he's actually, coming from kind of like royal family, but then at the same time he's very balanced between his diverse, performances. Or here's Tyrese, that is like, oh my God, this guy is like coming from Fast and the Furious, he's almost not belong, and then suddenly, wow, that's the guy that I'm going to following, that has so much more darkness. So it's like you had to almost psychologically put the audience into that moment. So it's enough for you to see just the frame of the character, and you're going to be like, oh, I know who this guy is. I know what he's wearing. I am completely identified with what he's represents. So some of it is within the casting process. You have to, you have sometimes to surprise and not to be obvious on certain element. And sometimes you need to bring the best people that can play that role, such as Ray Liotta, and to really get all that menacing, abilities that he has without trying too much and without having much time on screen to go deeper of why he is who he is.
No, I love everyone in here. You mentioned Tyrese and obviously the late Ray Liotta, who is a legend, and absolutely love him and everything that he does. And I was so excited to see him in this. What does it mean to have an actor of his caliber a part of your film, and how do you hope people remember him?
So yeah, I mean, obviously it's an amazing feeling, and it's very comforting for a director to know that you have such a caliber, and you actually have the right stage and the right intention to what he wanted to come and bring. And Ray wanted to go down and dirty on this role. He was actually excited to do it after many roles that he plays, a cop or more rom-com even. So it's like he was like he did more dramas than anything else. So it's obviously it give you it's like a pushing you to work in a certain level when you have such a legendary person coming on set. And um there's a lot of stories, but don't think we have the time to go deeper into that.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, you can share those maybe on social media. I bet you everyone wants to hear about Ray on set and stuff like that. But also, I wanted to shine a light on the younger stars. Christopher and Dylan, who I spoke to and are wonderful in this film, they both deliver impressive performances. What stood out to you about their work before and also in this film?
I'll be honest, I saw audition tapes for both of them, and then I did callback, and then we had a great conversation over Zoom. Like I guess like all the it's like it's a lot of it's digital. So, but it's funny. It's like because COVID taught us to some of us that have like maybe a little bit sharper eye to almost feel the energy of a person, even if it's from a screen, rather than just like there. So just by watching two auditions and having a almost an hour conversation with each one of them, I was confident that they are the right, persons to. And of course, I see a reel of work that they did, but I didn't see any complete movie of neither of them. I know that since '92, I mean, Dylan is killing it. Dylan is like on TV shows. He did Oppenheimer, all those Oscars. Like he's really like, and Christopher is also like booking nonstop, like independent films. So I kind of like feel that I have. Because Christopher Nolan asked to see Dylan's shot, scenes from '92 before he picked him. So I'm excited. I'm excited that that was like those gut feeling choices that I made. But we're not based on me saying, "Oh my God, I've seen him in that film. He was amazing. I have to get him." On those two. So kind of
Uh,
it's curious.
yeah, I love that nugget. That's a really cool nugget about Christopher Nolan asking for those tapes. And lastly, I just want to know, because I was so impressed by this film, what is next for you?
Well, I finished to write a new script that is right now into casting. There's another project that we're looking to do next year. Unfortunately, both of those projects were projects that were supposed to go in 23. And I just joined the line of all the people that lost their projects because of the strike. But people forget that during 8 months or 9 months of strike, there's also an 9 months now to finish all the things that were already in production. I'm not talking about things that were supposed to go into production. And only now we are coming. It feels that the industry is kind of like coming back slowly, but like into that energy that movies have been making. Not just the genre, but like again the overall with the more specific, and of course with an eye to AI and to the future. But I'm excited. There's one project I don't want to say. I'm always very careful to just jinx it before it's 100%, because something else is going to come instead. And then it's like, what happened to the other one? I'm like, oh, I couldn't make it. No, so I just know that I'm cooking the right one, and hopefully it's going to be as exciting as this one, and always trying to do better.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Thanks for all that. We're definitely gonna have to talk again when those come out. And until next time.
All right, good luck with your Nerdtropolis.
Thank you. Thanks, Ariel.